Um, Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have nobody because I'm by myself. uh, this is the LPL, this is week 10. Oopsies, I totally forgot to do my, power rankings week 10, but we had a crazy week for week 9. I went 8 and 6, my EDG pick did not, or my bold prediction did not work out too well. Billy is not going to make the playoffs, sadly, and let's just get into the prediction or the recap. First, I don't know why I picked Vici here against the Rogue Warriors. This was a game where Vici got first game. They just got killed in the first game, like usual. Then they win the second game, like always, the Fiji Gaming, and then they go ahead and they lose the third game. Real quick, I got to wrap up this podcast quickly. Sadly, I'm not feeling great at the moment, but yeah, we had Snake going against JDG. They won the first game, and I was looking like, oh boy, and I did not expect this upset at all. SOFM had a good game against Flawless. Imp did not do well. Azura just popped off on the vein. He had an incredible play in the top lane where he just completely outplayed JDG. But it was just an absolute blowout. Vayne got fed at the end, and he cleaned up real quick. Game number 2 though went to JDG, and we had Flawless come back and show that he is a good jungler, and he beat SOFM. Vayne didn't get to go anywhere and played decent on the Kai'Sa, but Yagao also popped off on the LeBlanc. But Zoom was the biggest factor in this game, where he kind of stopped Flandre from going to get to late game Vlad at all with his split pushing on Kennen, and he just dominated there. In game number 3, GG complete the reverse sweep. They take Vayne for themselves, and then pops off on it along with Flawless. Zoom is one of the best Yorick players in the game. He's really good at that split push Yorick. Flandre had another bad game on the Aurelia. And the Cassidy just did not work out at all for Fen. The Yagao on the Syndra just was able to outclass him in every which way. And it was quite the blowout. They only had 1 kill and 3 towers. Quickly, Scion Dragon destroyed Victory 5. And the first game was pretty close, actually, to be fair. And but Scion Dragon was able to overcome Twila on the Corki. That late game Corki damage is disgusting. Gala had a fantastic series on the Kai'Sa, and then second game was a blowout in my opinion. It was an 8K gold lead, but it felt like Scion Dragon had it the whole way with the 6-1-10 Gala on Vayne, and just the Vayne and the Zhao on Rek'Sai 13-1-5 just absolutely destroyed them. Top Esports took the first game off of Team WE, and Mystic, even the Mystic was having a fantastic game on the Vayne, he wasn't able to overcome Knight on the Jace, which is to be expected. Loken still had a decent game on the Vlad. He was able to go 1k ahead. We saw Ari in this game with a glacial augment. I've actually been playing a little bit of this. I kind of like it. I'm wondering about the Twin Shadow. I don't really build Twin Shadows on it when I do it, but I do build the GPL. What I do, it's all about that utility art. You slow people down to make your charm easy to land, and you're like a charm bot almost. But that charm bot is okay because it just works out. It helps your teammates get the other stuff that you need. But Team WE, they came back and won the second game, and this was off of the split push. Nico did not do its job properly. I know it went 4-2-4, but it wasn't able to shut down Poss on the Jace. He went 7-1-5, and he was able to just, even though he had less gold than Nico, but he was more impactful in the team fights on the Jace than Nico was impactful on the split push. Knight was on the Galio, which I don't agree with. I want Knight on a carry personally, but they put him on the Galio, and they weren't able to. They just didn't have a very good team fighting thing because they had Ben to go in for the engage, but outside of that, they didn't really have much to stop the Vlad in the late game, and Vlad got so strong. Uh, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling well. Zai, G, no, GA, yeah. He just popped off in the final game. It wasn't Mystic popping off this time. Mystic didn't get a single kill. Even his support Missing got the kill. But GA went 11, 1, and 2. Just absolutely obliterated Top, and this was a huge upset for Team W to take a game off of Top Esports. This was not, I did not expect this, even though Team W had been very hot lately. I really didn't expect them to be able to take a game off Top, and this pretty much secured Team WE in the playoffs. They're not 100% secured yet, and we're gonna have a pretty crazy week number 2 or 10, sorry, but it's gonna be really crazy. Just wrap up quickly because, like I said, did I miss something? No, I just okay. Day number 4's not even here. Jeez, I'm sorry. The Gamepedia is not updated too well. I wish I can get the match histories like the other leagues, but I can't. Um, Billy took the first game off of Edward Gaming. This was a huge series for me. In my opinion, I thought Edward Gaming was going to lose this series, and then they would have been looking on the outside, looking in for playoffs. This was BLG just destroyed EDG in this game, by the way. Like, it took 33 minutes because BLG's kind of slow, but everything they did was just straight domination. They only gave up 2 towers, they only gave up 1 kill, and there's a 6k gold lead, but it didn't even look close, personally. Game number 2 was it game number 2? Okay, yeah, it was game number 2 where uh, Edward Gaming was able to come back and take this game. This was a very close game, I thought. As you can tell, it was only a 3k gold lead at the end. EDG started out this game with a huge lead, and then they kind of threw it away as BLG was able to steal Baron with Meteor, and then right after that steal, they ended and just played a terrible team fight. ADD missed his Scion ults like 3 times in a row this game. It was very ugly, but he's also building Redemption Scion, which is a little weird, but I've seen weirder, I guess. I don't like the build that much. I get that it's cost effective, but I don't know. I don't like it at all. I like just get tankier if because you're gonna want to go all in, especially with this team. But sadly, they weren't able to pull it off, and EDG, even though they were coming back, EDG was able to seal it with one good team fight. Game number 3 tilted the shit out of me. As you could, if you watched any of our other podcasts this week, I was fuming pretty much this entire week about this game. This game was pretty much in Billy's hands. This game, I would say, Billy would absolutely could have won. They gave up a Baron. One of those 2 Barons that EDG had secured was through Tom Kench and the Q. But good job by Mako to get that, but oh man, the Baron was at 55 HP. Mako just tongue lashes with Tom Kench right over the pit and ends up stealing the Baron from Billy and just giving EDG a second chance into the game, and it just absolutely let them win, which was good for them. And we also saw Zed in this game. It didn't do too much. It was mostly, I would say, this game in general was mostly on Mako was MVP for sure with that tug steal. Without that, BLG would have just steamrolled. Next, we had Royal Never Give Up versus JDG. The first game we had with Royal Never Give Up, they just absolutely destroyed JDG. JDG didn't even get a single tower. They got a few kills, like 9 kills, so it was a bloody game. It was 22-9, but this was all in control of RNG. Karsa just dominating the ult, 10-1 and 9 on the ult loft. It was just disgusting. Next, though, JDG did come back and take a game. And Yagao on the Zoe, one of the best Zoes in the world, he just popped off, and then he just made Jiahu irrelevant on the Aurelia. And Karsa did not have a strong game on the Zac. He could never get going. And same with Amazing J's, had a very rough season in general. He also had a rough game there. Game number 3 went back over to Royal Never Give Up though, and Amazing J played very well in the Jacks. I thought he had a little shaky few moments, but he was able to turn it around. He was able to keep even with the Yorick, which I mean that sounds bad because Jax is like a counter to Yorick, but with how poor Amazing J has been playing lately, that's if he's able to keep even with his laner, that's pretty good. Uzi pops off on the Kaisa. And Karsa, even though he played much better than his scoreline entails, in my opinion. The rest of the games I don't have on here, but I'll just go over them real quickly. Again, sorry that I'm kind of rushing this. I'm just not feeling great. Snake over OMG. I'm ashamed I picked OMG. Snake looked really well in this series. OMG did take a game, but it was just I was upset with myself for picking that. Scion Dragon was able to take a game or go 2-1 against LGD, which was pretty strong for them. I thought that was a very good win for Scion Dragon to keep their playoff hopes alive after EDG did upset Billy, and I thought that was. And it turns out that was even more important than possible, or than I would have expected. Next, Sunning versus Victory 5 was a very close series, back and forth. Sunning was able to win and keep their playoff hopes alive and officially eliminate Victory 5. Such a disappointment on this team with a lot of brand new team, true, but a lot of veterans on this team, and they expected a whole lot more than I believe they're currently in 11th or 10th place at the moment. Not as good. EDG, this was shocking of the week. Top sports goes down yet again. It loses to Team WE and to EDG. It's my curse, man. I guess of putting a team as the number 1 team in the world instantly knocked down to 0-2 after Griffin was number 1 last week and they went 0-2. Granted, Griffin was number 1 for multiple weeks, but the back-to-back weeks now where my number 1 team in the world goes 0-2, and it didn't look good. It did not look good at all. Edward Gaming just destroyed Top Sports, which means that they absolutely, I hate to say it because of week 3, but they absolutely deserve to be in the playoffs, and I fully expect them to be it looks like they're getting their stuff online just in time too, which is good for the organization. Game series number 3 here was Invictus Gaming versus Royal Never Give Up. This was a fantastic series to watch. The first game, it was one of those weird ones that was really fun to watch, but it was also at the same time kind of like a blowout the whole time, where Invictus Gaming destroyed RNG in the first game here. Like, absolutely just dismantled them. The second game, RNG pretty much dismantled Invictus Gaming, like right back. They hit them right back. And then game number 3, though, RNG was destroying Invictus Gaming again. I believe Uzi was like 6-1 on the Callista before level 6 or something insane like that. They were just all over Jackie Love and Baolan down there, but RNG just took 2 bad team fights in a row back to back, and they got aced on both of they didn't get aced, but they got like close enough to ace early in the game where they were up like 5k gold I believe by 15 minutes, and after those 2 team fights it was all evened up, and then all the momentum was on Invictus Gaming. They were hungry for blood and they were able to take down RNG, and I think Invictus Gaming, you better watch out for this team. This team's going to be making an appearance back at MSI in my opinion. And then today we had Fun Plus Phoenix versus Billy. Billy got just obliterated. Fun Plus Phoenix is also trying to make a name for themselves for going to MSI. They are now currently in the lead for first place in the standings at the moment, going into the last week of the season. I still think they are really good. I don't think they're as good as IG personally, even though they've beaten IG. I think that IG would beat them in a best of 5 at the moment. But they are still very, very good. Billy loses yet another game, and now they're a big risk to not make the playoffs at the moment. Like we were talking about Team WE, EDG, and Scion Dragon all fighting for a spot. I had Billy locked in. Not the case anymore. They are not locked in, and they are in big danger. Team WE beat Vici Gaming in a 2-1 like always. Vici Gaming, this team is not as bad as their record. Like, they really aren't. They have some mental block where you know how some teams like tilt when they lose? VG Gaming's like the opposite of that, where they think they only need to win 1 game or something. Every time they win game 1, they get swept, like reverse swept. Every time they lose a game, like in game 1, they come back and they win game 2 pretty strong, and then they lose game 3 almost every time. And it's crazy to think that this VG Gaming does not have that bad of a win percentage for compared to what their record shows. I think I can actually find it here. Like, oops. Oh well, yeah. I'll just go with it because yeah, it's insane though. They win a lot of games, but they don't win a lot of series. If that makes sense. And then finally we had. Oops. I don't know. Well, that's not it. Let's go back real quick, and then finally we had Rogue Warriors versus OMG. OMG looked really good in this series. I really needed them to look good in the last series. That's two of my losses this week. Where it's picking the. I thought OMG would look good this week, but I switched my pick at the last second to pick Rogue Warriors over them because of Ziwuji. It was not the case. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have flip flopped like that. Oh well. But yeah, let's look real quick. At, yeah, VG Gaming's 2-11, but they have a 31% winning percentage, which is more than Rogue Warriors, who have won 3 series. Like, it's kind of crazy actually. Where OMG also has that, and I mean they're close. Like 11, and they've won 11 games, but they only have two series victories. So that means they've in their 11 losses, 9 of them have gone to best of 2. Am I thinking that right? No, no, no. 7 of the 11 games, or the 7 of their 11 losses have gone to best game 3. So I mean, it's not great since they're in last place, but I can see this team improving over time, like getting more experience. They could be a threat. I really think so. I don't hate this team as much as I should. Like they're not like a Jin Air and stuff like that, where they feel like they don't even stand a chance. They go into every series with a game plan. They're able to take a game off multiple, even the top teams. They take a game off of them usually, but then they just can't capitalize and can't finish on it. Hopefully they can work on that on the offseason, and they can come back and possibly be a playoff threat next year or during the summer split. It's hard to say that because there's so many good LPL teams, but I definitely think if they can just get that extra piece together, that they really could be contending for an eighth place. Not like a high playoff spot, but I know VG will always be on the bottom. I know. I know. They're always at the bottom of the standings, but like last year, didn't they get swept? It's VG will always be at the bottom, and EDG will always make playoffs. I have a feeling about this team. I don't know. We'll see in summer split. We'll see how the offseason works and stuff. Just think about it for summer split. That this team, they're on the cusp. I really think they are. Especially, I have more fun watching VG Gaming personally than currently watching Victory 5, if that makes sense. Yeah, but here we are in the finals. We have this isn't even actually RNG isn't even locked into place yet at fourth. That's kind of crazy going into the final. I didn't know that. I've been feeling sick all day. I'm sorry. I didn't do as much research before the podcast as I should have. Royal never get up at 9-4. They should be locked in. They'll be okay. JD should be fine. EDG I think also will be fine unless Victory 5 pulls an upset. Or EDG has been very inconsistent this year, so they could lose, but I don't think so. Quickly, I don't have my players of the game and stuff, but I want to do this real quick. I think IG, FPX, top, I can definitely tell you. We just won't have the colors. RNG would stay, JDG, EDG, Team, WE, Scion Dragon, Billy, Sunning is good there. This is like speed running the power rankings, by the way, right now. LGD, no. Snake, they had a good week. They'll move up. LGD, down. Rogue Warriors, I think I'll have to put Vici on the bottom. Vici, OMG, and Victory 5 under Rogue. No, I'll put Victory 5 above Rogue Warriors, but I'm still very unimpressed with Victory 5. That's not the exact thing, but that's a very quick power ranking. Sorry I didn't have it ready before the podcast. I've said it like 5 times now, but I'm not feeling great today. But yes, and then the current standings, as you can see here, because I didn't have that updated as well. Fun plus me. I still think Invictus Gaming is the best team at the moment. I think I just cannot wait to see the playoffs for LPL. To be honest, I think all these teams, even hell, throw in Sunning. Let's throw in Sunning for. I know, they've been pretty terrible since Chinese New Year. But these are all so much better than most other regions. Most of our like I'm a huge NA fan. Team Liquid went 0-2 this weekend. I'm totally okay with it. I think they locked first place, and I'll talk about that on NA. Not a problem. Team Liquid's good. C9's good. TSM's good. The rest aren't great. So we have three teams. EU has G2, Origin, and Fnatic. The rest of them, not great. Three teams. Korea has Griffin, Sandbox, uh, SKT, and I'll put Kingzone in there as well because Kingzone's been dominant. I didn't watch the game yet. Shh, no spoilers from today. I'm behind on LCK still. But they've looked dominant. I don't know how they look today, but they've looked before today, at least. They were like 8-0 in their no, they were 14 in like 2 with 7 victories. So they haven't lost like a game in any of their victories over the last 4 weeks. So I think Korea has 4 really good teams. When it comes to LMS, they have Mad and Flash Wolves. That's it. The rest are really bad at the moment. And then LPL though, FunPlus Phoenix can make a run at MSI. Invictus Gaming could definitely win MSI easily. Top, even though they had a bad week, I still think they're good enough for MSI. Royal Never Give Up, definitely good enough for MSI. And then these teams are, if they were in other regions, would be fighting to win the region. I really think so. I might be just like biased in that sense because I've loved watching the LPL so much, but I really do think they are the current strongest region, top to bottom. Even the weak teams. Like, these weak teams would compete in many other regions, in my opinion. But to quickly go through, let's go over my predictions for this week, for week number 10, which I am sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even have a thing set up for that. Do that real quick. So week number 10, the first game of this week, which I thought was, if you remember from a few weeks ago, I thought this would be an amazing game. It's not going to be, but I thought it was going to be. EDG versus Victory 5, I thought this was going to be a playoff game. It's not. EDG, and I even had Victory 5 winning this game before. I have EDG now, 2-0. I'm disappointed. I think Victory 5 loses out. They're already eliminated from the playoffs. They're veterans, so they're kind of more, like, if you have veterans on your team, they kind of give up more once it doesn't matter. I always see where rookies are always out to prove themselves, but veterans kind of, it's like a scrim to them, in my opinion. So EDG will win this one 2-0 and seal a lock-in for the playoffs. Game number 2 is RNG versus Scion Dragon. I love Scion Dragon a lot, but this is crunch time for RNG. They're going to make sure they seal at least a 4th place finish for themselves with a win here, and they're going to beat Scion Dragon 2-0 as well. I am worried about Amazing J. I know they benched him in the Invictus Gaming Series, and I think they should bench him for the rest of the season at the moment with how well his replacement played. IG versus Billy Billy. I think Billy Billy is. I love the team. I love the name. They were my favorite because of their name. I love them. I love them. I love them. I don't think they make playoffs after such a great start. I think this is going to be a huge collapse. IG is just too good. They're looking for first place. They're going to be trying their hardest. And IG trying their hardest is just not what you want to be dealing with in the final week. IG another 2-0. First week series. Think from sweeps, in my opinion. Next, JDG versus LGD. I think Kramer will be able to steal a game off of JDG because of Imp. I think that's a big difference there. I don't want to commit to it though. I think JDG, since they're not playing, or LGD isn't playing for anything, and JDG is still playing for that 4th place spot and still technically a spot in the playoffs, that they should still be good enough to take it 2-1. But I do think Kramer over Imp will give them at least 1 victory for LGD. Next year, next split, I'm gonna do my predictions with the series 2-1, 2-0. I think I'll do like a bonus point thing, like 1 point for victory, 2 points if you get victory and games or something like that, because I want to keep track of that. I'm always interested. I don't want to go back and look through all my podcasts to see how I've done, but I'm just interested. Next, we have FunPlus Phoenix versus Vici Gaming. I've talked about Vici before. They are last place, and currently FPX is first place. I don't care. I think Vici takes 1 game here, but FunPlus Phoenix will win the series 2-1. Somehow, Vici finds a way. They find a way to always take 1 game, and I think they'll do it again, and then they'll get reverse swept and or lose game 3. Yeah, yeah, hopefully. Next I have RNG versus OMG. RNG should be able to just clean up OMG, completely seal their fourth place victory, and get ready for the playoffs. I think OMG will not be able to handle this game at all. 2-0. They had a good week last week. I really thought they would, and they kind of did. But I picked them to win one, which they lost at 2-1, and I didn't pick them to win the other, and they won that one 2-0. Kind of screwed. It was like I knew it was gonna happen, but it happened the opposite way of what I thought it would. But so I was close, but it still counts as 0-2 at the end of the day. So I love that. But yes, RNG should win that. Next, Team WE should be able to dominate Rogue Warriors. They've looked fantastic the last 3 weeks. I would have never expected this from Team WE. They were towards the bottom of my rankings for multiple weeks. They looked terrible outside of what you call Mystic. Mystics look great all year, but outside of that, TWE looked terrible. Magic didn't look very good at the beginning. He looked okay, and then he looked bad after that. Like he started out the season okay, and then just plummeted. And then the rest of the team didn't look like they were doing anything. They put Beishong in now. He comes in, and they're just a completely different team. This team works amazing together, and they've shown that they can do a lot of upsets. Not only do I think they make playoffs, I think this team can be a threat in playoffs, which is just shocking to me. Amazing comeback by. Props to them. It's not done yet. They still have work to do, but against Rogue Warriors, should be able to seal it completely fine. Next, we have Snake versus LGD. This is a pointless game. Both teams are already mathematically eliminated. Very hard to pick. I've been struggling on these all week with the other regions. If the game doesn't matter, it's so 50-50. I'm going to go Snake here, 2-1. I haven't picked Snake in a while. They looked good last week. There's no analysis you can really do when the games don't matter. It's which team decides to take it's a scrim for them. I can't blame teams for losing scrims or losing like that. I can't really give them props for winning too much in games that don't mean anything. It's very tough, very tough. Top versus Billy Billy. I think Top recovers this week. I think Billy Billy is in a mental boom at the moment, and I'm sorry, Billy Billy. 2-0 Top, and Billy Billy becomes eliminated from the playoffs. That hurts me to type. I really don't think, even though I think Top had a really bad week, I just think that Billy Billy, the way they were playing their team fights against Fun Plus Phoenix, meant it looked like they were on full tilt from that EDG series still. And these aren't easy opponents with IG and Top this week. Next, we have Scion Dragon versus Sunning. Scion Dragon should be able to beat Sunning 2-1. This could potentially be a matchup for the playoffs, honestly. Like, Sunning is kind of just there. If enough teams go 0-2 this week, Sunning could potentially back into a playoff spot. They're not mathematically eliminated yet. They need a lot of help. They have not deserved a playoff spot for quite a while. But, oh man, it'd be crazy. I think Scion Dragon will be able to take care of business. It's tough because they are rookies and there's going to be a lot of pressure on this game for them. But I think they can do it. I've believed in this team since week 1. I picked them 8th in preseason, so I can't abandon them on week 10 when they're in 8th place after 9 weeks. I think Scion Dragon will win this game and secure the 8th spot in the playoffs. Next, we have OMG versus Vici. OMG will win 2-1. Vici finds a way to lose in the series. Did I get all these? Did I put all these in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm missing one. Oops. I'll have to go to the standings. Next, I have Team WE versus JDG. I actually have Team WE upsetting JDG in this game, but I don't have. I'm gonna have to pull up my thing real quick, LPL schedule, because I think I skipped a game or two. Yes, I have. Oops, I have. What's their face? Team W upsetting JDG and coming in really hot into the playoffs. Now let me check really quick the LPL schedule because it looks like I missed 2 series. Not just 1, I missed 2. I'm a mess. So let's see. I have Edward Gaming, RNG, JGG versus LGD, check. Fun plus Phoenix versus VG, check. RNG versus OMG, check. Team WE versus Rogue Warriors, Snake versus LGD, check, check. Ooh, I missed Invictus Gaming versus EDG, it looked like, and Fun plus Phoenix versus Victory 5. Okay, so we'll just move these three here. So first off, it is Fun plus Phoenix versus Victory 5, and I think Victory 5 is dead. I think Fun plus Phoenix seals first place, actually, with 2 wins. I don't think they're the best team, but I think they have the best chances to get first place this year for the spring, and that's a very impressive. Hats off to Fun plus Phoenix. They expected a lot by getting Doinby this year, but I don't think anyone expected them to get first place in the LPL. That's quite crazy. And then finally, Invictus Gaming versus EDG was series number 11 for this week. I think Invictus Gaming, IG is just way too much for even EDG, who's looked hot. I think that IG takes the win, but Edward Gaming still secures a playoff spot with Scion Dragon. I think Billy is officially your team's eliminated. And let's go back to the standings one more time. So with my predictions, if I will. So I have EDG winning 1 game. Or no, sorry. Fun plus Phoenix. Let's start from the top. Fun plus Phoenix I have at 13 wins. So let's go here. FPX at 13-2. I have Invictus Gaming at 12-3. I have Top as only 1 win for Top, so they are going to be 11-4. RNG will also be with 2 wins, so they'll be 11-4. So that's our top 4, according to me. Not confirmed. I'm just making sure I get my predictions or my sayings right when I say EDG makes playoffs. Next we have JDG. I have them winning 1, so JDG would be in 5th at 10-5. I have Team WE winning 2. They will also be 10-5, and they will actually have the tie. They won't have the tiebreak over JDG. Actually, I don't think. Because they had such a bad start, they actually don't have a very high win percentage because of how bad they did at the beginning. Next, so that is our top 6. 7, we will have EDG at 9-5 or 9-6. Sorry, we'll have Scion Dragon, I believe, at 8-7. Billy will be 7-8. So yep, I have Scion Dragon making playoffs, Billy missing playoffs. Oh no, I just removed chat. I saw chat for a second. No. What I do? Okay. Yeah, 100 Thieves, man. They not the NA podcast, but yeah, they are bad. They are really bad. They are probably a bottom 4 team in all major regions at the moment. Like they've disappointed me completely. But yeah, so Billy, let's just finish this real quick. Scion Dragon at 6-8 or 6-9. Then we don't need the rest. That's important. So these are the teams that have a chance. This is how I think it's going to go down. I have been saying EDG since week 3 won't make playoffs. I've completely changed my mind on the last week. I want it to happen because I feel like I'd crush it. But that's such a big bold prediction. But I can't. Facts are facts. They're going to make playoffs. And with that, I will sign off for the night. I'm sorry it was a quick podcast. I'm just not feeling the best at the moment. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you Monday for NA. Bye.